Live, everybody. So welcome to T-Rex Live, Ask the Expert. Today we're going to go over school zone gear, and we're going to talk specifically about school zone gear and how the marketing and how that's different than our typical other done-for-you stores and how this can work for you. So Randy, I'll let you take it away and go from there and introduce Joyce, and however you want to lead it, it's all yours.
Okay, thanks, Greg. Yeah, again, the idea came out the last couple of weeks or so, talking to some of our people that have bought the school zone and just asking a lot of questions on, how do I develop the business, or how I have in the past, with the local schools and some of my ideas. So, really, I think Joyce, it might have been you or Deborah, one of you had the idea of trying to just get on a webinar where we can all together ask these questions and just keep trying to build this business together. So, with that, maybe, who do we have on the call, Greg, besides Joyce? Are there others that have joined us too? I see, what, 25 or so? Great. Again, the idea with School Zone is to create an opportunity for our customers, our T-REX customers that are online marketers, and give them, put them in a position to be able to do what they're good at, and that's online marketing, the Facebook ads, create websites, and position themselves in a better spot than what the local competition can be, the local screen printer or sporting goods guy or whatever down the street. And then again, create a business that they can build on without spending ad dollars. And so every one of us has an influence online, but we also have these influences in our community for the most part. We know who some of the teachers are. We know local businesses, organizations, things that need fundraisers. So this gives us that opportunity. And again, with our ability to create fan pages, create websites, we can stand out a little different than what our competition can. So with School Zone, we've created a done-for-you site that allows you to be up in business right away with some unique tools. Obviously, all of the personalization that we bring to the table with T-REX is really powerful, and a local screen printer can't do that. Unless he has T-REX, of course. But so we built in there lots of fun designs that teachers and principals and things like that can go and buy and personalize, and then we want to create an opportunity for the fundraising side of that business. And my idea or my philosophy is to really,
Randy?
Yeah.
Real quick, I hate to interrupt you, but I think to make it more personal, why don't you turn on your video camera?
Oh,
Because
okay.
everyone's just seeing a blank screen. I think it's more personal for them to see you.
Sure.
Maybe we could do the school zone site as well.
Okay. Let's see here. Let me figure out how to share my screen here. Can you see my screen yet?
Yes.
No. Oh,
I
you
see you.
That's just me, though, right?
Right.
Can't see the screen?
Not yet. Just you.
I'll figure that out in a minute anyways, but there we go. Does that show up yet? Can you see my screen?
No.
I can.
Okay. Well, hopefully some can see that anyways.
Oh, there it is.
So, one of the conversations I had with some people is, how do you get in and how do you get the school's attention, and what's a good place to start? For me, what I found was successful is when I sat down with the superintendent, and she was looking for a way to bring school spirit to Hannibal and come up with some fun things. And I asked her, I said, have you ever, do you do much with social media? And she said, no, but I like that idea. And so then I started showing her what we're doing with School Zone and how this can work. And I really started focusing on just some of the fun ideas, things that they just normally can't get. like some of the fun designs. And this is what we're good at right now. All of the T-Rex users are. The local guy down the street can't provide these one-offs. We're not competing with anybody, so it's really easy to get in the door and say, I can create a store for your school. I can provide all these fun designs, and you can just point people to it, and they can go and they can buy from it if they'd like to. And so that's a real easy conversation to have with these schools and get them interested in what we're doing. And being able to show them the power of how Trex works with the personalization is really cool, and you know, our competition can't do that. So instead of walking in and just going, oh, we can sell you shirts cheaper than the next guy can, and we can take care of all your fundraising ideas, it's really easy to just start with this personalization and some of the unique products that we've got built in here. And of course, you know, all of the marketers that we're working with have a portfolio of cool designs already, and it's easy to keep adding to that. Then the other opportunities that I have are just dealing directly with the schools themselves. So for me, the elementary schools are kind of untouched. You know, there's not a lot of people are calling, at least in my area, and it's kind of low-hanging fruit for me. And to go in there and say, we can create several designs that we can have an online school, and so if your parents want to buy a shirt, or if the teachers do, we can point them to this site, and they can go buy just a one-of-a-kind shirt. Again, I'm not competing with anybody. The local screen printer's not doing that, and it gives us an advantage there. But what we really want is we really want the opportunity to get the fundraisers and the big numbers. And so by providing, getting the relationships started with the unique fun designs, the one-offs, and then leading them into how we could help them make money and be a part of their fundraisers. And this is an example. And I'll share the story with you on this. So we've worked with the cancer group locally for the last 3 years. And then every year they'd come and ask for what would it cost us to do 50 shirts. And we'd give them a price on that. And so this year we said, why don't we try something online? Have you ever thought about that? And, no, but they were curious. I said, why don't we put a campaign online? We'll run this before your event, and we can try to generate some interest online. And by doing this, you're not risking anything as far as inventory. You tell us what you want to make off of it, and we came together with a retail price. And so I think we were $39.95 on the hoods, $19.95 on the tees, and same on the ladies' tees. And I think what they make, JD, $5 a piece, something like that? Yeah. Yeah. So the organization wanted to make $5 an item. And so we ran this campaign, we put it all together, they got it out to all, we didn't spend a dime on advertising. They got it out to their connections, and they sold 150 shirts online. And then I think they came and before the game that they were going to sell them at, they added another couple dozen that they sold at the game, and then they sold out. So they had nothing left over. They walked away with just pure profit. We put the campaign together, did all the production, and executed it for them, and everybody was happy. So those are just some of the things that that we do, and with the tools we provided with School Zone. From that, maybe I could open it up to you, Joyce.
One thing also that, I work with a lot of the schools in this area, and, for the last 10, 15 years, whenever, schools or grades individually or sports teams individually want to get like a fundraiser going, they have to do everything by hand, and it's all on a spreadsheet or, some kind of sheet that they send out to the kids and expect them to go out and sell stuff. And we all know that kids in high school, middle school aren't that responsible, and sometimes it never even makes them home to their parents. So one of the great things about this is we can give them a link, and then it's kind of out of the student's hands at this point, and it allows the parents to go in, and it allows them to put that to their friends and everything like that. So I think that that's one of the big things when selling this particular, trying to get people excited at the school level, is that you're taking this kind of out of the student's hands and going past them and giving it already to the parents and to the local community who might not see this if it wasn't for it being able to be online.
And you take the work away from the that organizer too. Now the organizer doesn't have to collect the money. They don't have to collect all of the forms and tally it up, and so all this is done for them. So yeah, it makes a real nice tool all the way around. So back to my question, Joyce. You had a couple questions that we were going back and forth on last week, and what can you start out with asking?
Basically, yeah, I'm just here to learn as well, and Randy and I were kind of having a conversation last week to see really how to go about approaching the schools. What kind of script or whatever we can take with us to visit with them, to show them exactly what all we have to offer. My daughter and I sold some team shirts, volleyball team shirts, last August, and it was very unorganized. And when the school zone came out, I was like, this is the ultimate way to really sell these shirts to the schools. So I was just kind of asking Randy, what it was that we could, have to maybe take with us, because I really never have gone out to approach anyone in this way.
A couple things. I think, especially if you're just starting out, you want to keep it simple and keep them focused on what we're good at, and that's t-shirts and sweats. And I know I sent to you, Joyce, kind of a care package of just some samples, right? You got that?
Yeah, tote bag. The tote bag I thought was awesome. You could take your stuff in the tote bag to show them what you have. Yes, that was incredible.
It's kind of a sample kit like this. So again, we're trying to create a brand for you guys with School Zone Gear. So it looks like we're a big operation where we've got a lot of point of sale stuff going on. So with this tote bag, you'll have the branding.
Are you trying to show the tote bag? I'm not seeing you anymore.
I'm sorry. Can you see it?
I don't see your video.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I see it.
Your video is turned off.
Oh.
You do? Okay,
Yeah,
so maybe it's my screen. Yeah.
Okay, so again, the tote bag comes with, for one, it's a nice item, and we're going to sell a lot of tote bags, through the school zone. It's great for the teachers, and the tote bag, of course, we can put all the customized stuff on it. But then in there, we're going to give you samples of some of the fun designs that you can show them, and then just some samples of what we've done for other schools in the past. Some T-shirts, and when you get a school zone, if you kind of share with us what the local school's colors are and things, I'm happy to give you samples that would be in their colors. We want to give you some mugs, all the items that you can kind of show off that we do. And then, of course, a hoodie. So, again, Joyce, what I suggest is you make your initial contact with the school, and what I've told other people that are even curious on how do I even get started. Well, where you start with is your family and friends. If they're not teachers or involved in the school themselves, ask them if they have a good contact inside the school system. Work your way that way, and then what I like to do is, then once you reach that person, is fill them in what you're doing. You have a chance to show them the site, show them what other people have done with the school zone, and essentially the best lead in is saying we think there's a neat opportunity for the school to be able to use this for school spirit, to use it as a fundraiser, and that's what we're good at. Again, I focus on the fun designs and the one-offs because that's easy. We're not competing with anything. And then you want to start the conversation with, we're very competitive with our pricing, and we do a great job with any fundraising you might have. The fundraiser gets their attention, and and then continue the conversation with, are you guys, if you have a field trip that you want to raise some money for, or anything that the school might want to be doing, I'm the guy you can come to, and we can put together an online fundraiser for you. And the thing that we do different, School Zone, is that we can do all this online. You don't have any kind of inventory commitment. I'm going to commit to you on what the price would be, and if if it's one item or 1,000 items, we're going to deliver on it. And not having any inventory at risk is a big advantage to these schools. So Joyce, I know, did you and I work on that uniform thing together last year? I know you and I did something last year for that school. Was this what you were talking about?
Yeah, we did my daughter is a teacher and the volleyball coach, and so we was working on the volleyball shirts, the team volleyball shirts. We didn't get started quite quick enough, and is what I would also say to everyone is to get out there early. And do like we talked about the camps, the volleyball camp, the football camps, to get out there and see them ahead of time, the coaches. So like I say, because we didn't get that done quick enough. And the other thing that we realized is we let people go on there and order, and it was sent directly to them. I would change that this next time and have it all come at once. That way everything is more uniform. I mean, it's, Printex doesn't have a problem as far as the consistency then of the team shirt itself. It's easier to have it all done. They could go ahead. I don't know what Randy's suggestion is on that as far as the payment. If, let everybody go ahead and pay right there with the campaign, and then have it all sent like to the coach or to whatever to distribute. What is your idea on that?
Well, let me say that back to you on how I would suggest to do that. So first of all, on all these one-offs and things like that, you want them going right to the site and just ordering, any way they want to at their own convenience, and shipping these one-off. When you're working with a group and you want to take on this group order, what you want to do is kind of run it campaign style. So you don't want that automatically sent to me. You want to turn that off, and so that you're manually sending me that order. And you're going to create that campaign as, like you said, let's just call it the volleyball team, Hannibal High volleyball team order, however you want to set it up. And so you run it campaign style. You set a start and a stop date. You tell your customers to go and just order online, and then what we'll do is we're going to pull that whole order together. Let's just say it's 15 shirts for easy talking about it. But 15 people are going to go in. They're going to individually order what you laid out for them in that campaign. Your store is going to collect all that money. You're going to collect all that data. That's going to come to me, and so I'm going to screen print or whatever I need to do on my end to put that order together, those 15. And then you and I have had a separate conversation because you've told me this order is coming, and that we're going to bulk ship this to you or your coach, okay? But also what I'm going to do on my end is every one of those orders is going to have a packing list with that person that ordered that shirt. So if, J.D. Dodd ordered a medium T-shirt, his shirt's going to be with that packing list that shows him paid in a poly bag, and then all of them are going to be in a box, and so you or that coach can hand those out, and everybody's taken care of. That's how we need to do that business, Joyce, and that is the cleanest way. On that note,
yes, much more.
Yeah. So something else we're doing in T-Rex, and we're working on that now, we should have it pretty soon, is we want to create a separate cart at the back end for especially school's own business. And then I think it'll work in other opportunities. But now that we're dealing with businesses and institutions where we're doing big group orders, some of these people may want to pay us by check, or send us a bill. So we want to create a separate cart that you could attach to your campaign that says bill me. And so this way you can send your customers, through the whole campaign, to the back of the cart. They fill out all their information just like they would on placing an order, but instead of adding their credit card information, they're going to be billed. So we can work that, we meaning you, the school zone owner, and myself, we can work that outside of the system in a real clean way. Because the school may want to pay for it, or the parents are going to just write one check and pay at once. There's a lot of reasons that this will make this handy.
Hey, I got a comment on all this that you're talking about, and I would like to see if we can get JD to do something like this. I think, one, it would be cool to have a couple pre-written emails or pre-written letters that, hey, dear so-and-so, my name is so-and-so, and I would like to help you with your fundraisers, and here's what we can do, and here's why we're different, right? Just that introductory email, that introductory letter, because I as a marketing guy, I'm like, I want to email them or snail mail them even, or even create postcards where I'm like getting a list of the right people, and I'm doing that kind of stuff and have that done. And then the other thing, going back to what you just said, Randy, I just listened to everything you said, but I'm going to forget it 10 minutes from now, right? So it's like, I need a checklist of, like I don't know if it's like for lack of a better description, like a franchise manual. It's like, we got to start creating these tools that when somebody does get a school zone gear, it's in there, and they have a reference book to reference back to how it should work and what we should do, and then give them the tools for them to be successful. And I do love it because I think there is some people that can be real successful with online marketing and online advertising and Facebook advertising, but I think there's other people like the receptionist in my office. She's been the school mom, she's been the team mom, she's been the soccer mom for 15 years here in Escondido. She knows everybody at the grade school, everybody at the middle school, everyone at the high school. And I know JD, when I met JD when we went to Printex last year, he talked to me about, you know everyone in town. It's so much easier to go and get their business because they really don't have a lot of loyalty to other screen printers or people they're working with, or maybe they do, and then okay, that's fine, but you can kind of move on to the next one. But I think just whatever tool we can create for them that's a handout, that's a flyer, that's a pre-written letter, pre-written email would be great. And I know JD could probably kick that out in a couple hours.
Yeah, I've got some ideas on that. We'll work on that. A couple things I want to follow up on. One, what Joyce said about timing on when to get started. And let's see, what was the other one? I stayed up all night. I should be thinking of this. But anyway, we'll go with that one. We'll start with that one first. But on the timing, this is a good time of year. So, I mean, Joyce, you just bought the school zone. Between now and the first of the year, it's a good time to be getting your site up and going and more personalized for yourself, getting all the back end ready to go, adding more designs, making some contacts with the schools, getting their logos. Certainly, if you need help, with any of the design stuff, you can reach out with us, on the graphics. But the way schools work, their back to school, their busy time is really about middle of July. That's when things are clicking. They've already ordered stuff from me, for back to school, whether it's shirts for the whole class or those kind of things. So July is when the school kind of starts. Right now in January and February, it's a good quiet time for you to be able to just make the contact, start getting your foot in the door, asking who you need to talk to, start working on the individual school sites, doing those kind of things, and positioning yourself for maybe opportunities during the summer, like the summer camp business. So about in April, maybe May, the coaches are trying to figure out what they need for the football, basketball camps, for the cheerleading stuff, all those kind of things. That's the time of the year, for that. Really by January, February, a lot of the big, school's exciting, we're getting all our new school shirts, is kind of past. So that time of year, they're looking for things for the summer, or maybe a field trip. Lots of field trips happen in the spring. Those are good opportunities there. So from a timing wise, this is the best time to get your store kind of started, building the back end, working through all that part, and start getting your toe in the door. I know the other thing I wanted to say is somebody asked me, they have a pretty big county, and their question was, how do I go out and find a salesman? And because they felt they were good on the business end of it, and they were good on the web design end of it, but they didn't feel they were a very good salesman, so they were kind of looking for a partner. And I said a good, easy way there is find somebody that maybe and they're involved in the school, that maybe they're big in the PTA, and and this is just right up their alley, where you can partner up with somebody, and where they're the sales side, they're the ones beating the bushes, and then you're the business and website, and that's a great partnership that you could look for. Just an idea.
All right, cool. So do we have any questions on the school zone gear? Where's my little question box?
Well, how about Kevin? Kevin, I don't know if you're still on and stuff, but Kevin had a big part in this, as being able to create some of these designs and some of the great graphics Kevin contributed to, he and his wife. And I know you've done some things down in your area, especially with the bus drivers and things. Anything to add on your end, Kevin?
Yeah, we actually got started with working with schools because in Kimberly's family, there's a lot of bus drivers. Her mom was a bus monitor and is retired now, but and she's got cousins that are bus drivers, and so they just knew a lot of those people, and they wanted T-shirts, and that really was an interesting market for us to get into. And it just showed us that there's a lot of people in the schools that are very proud of their jobs, and when they're out in public, they run into people, and I'm sure it's happened to you where you've gone out in public and your kids see a school teacher or someone from the school, and they get excited because they see someone outside of the school that I think some small kids think that these people actually live in the school building, and they see them out in public, and there's that recognition, and the kids always want to run over and say hi and everything like that. Well, there's a lot of pride in these jobs. They're not, they don't become rich being a school teacher or anything like that, but they're doing a great service, and they do take a lot of pride in their job. So it's a lot of fun to be able to provide a high quality product for these folks. Also, one of the things that we talked about were the things like gifts, because mugs and that kind of thing at Christmas time become great gifts for school teachers or bus drivers or whatever. And so this all kind of gelled together from all of this in this conversations that we've had with Randy over time, and being able to get a combination of niches like in a school with the jobs, the pride factor that all of these folks have in the work that they do, being able to have all these multiple niches within the school system, because you have bands, teams, teachers, lunch ladies, custodians, administrators, school boards, PTA groups, field trips, everything, all in these schools. This is an actual business model. This isn't just something, the retirees, for instance. This is an entire business. If you really think about it, this can be somebody's full-time income, just working with schools, because unlike working online, you are actually involved with the community in this, and it's a different model. It's something that combines the online and the brick and mortar that just is not being done by anybody that's working just online. And if you notice, there's a whole bunch of people that sell online that aren't even in the local communities. They're from other countries or whatever. The local business combo here is a powerful option. If you're working in the schools that are around your area and you have a hands-on thing, you're not only able to do a local business, but you're also combining that with the online, and it's a combination that other people just can't do. So if you really think about the passion points here, the value that's being added, the professional appearance of the stores, plus all the various niches that you're able to go into, this is a complete business that no one else has.
Yeah, no, it's very cool. And let me add a comment based on what he said too. Let's think out of the box and let's think about different schools. Like, I know in Escondido we have charter schools, we have private schools, we have Montessori schools. So let's not forget about those as well. And then I think about, I don't know where you guys live, but I'm an empty nester now. But my kids, I used to live right next to this park, and it was one of these baseball parks. We had like 15 fields, and it's like there's just I mean, just thousands and thousands of kids coming to that park, and I just go out there and hang out and watch games. And if you just went around there and just asked for the team mom and started talking to them, you could probably just do a lot of business too with the little teams, the Pop Warners, the baseball leagues. And then the other day I was walking down, and the coffee shop across the street from my office, they're selling coffee mugs and shirts. So I went and pitched them on having a store. I don't know if they're going to go for it, but I went and pitched them on having a store or maybe helping them do some stuff. So it's just kind of endless when you say, okay, now like JD does, he goes around the community and he is, you know, in the apparel business and marketing to the community as a whole. But don't forget the other type of schools as well as the little leagues and the Pop Warners and the cheerleaders and all that kind of stuff. Because like I said, that what Kevin just said fits for every team mom, every coach, everything out there, right?
Well, it kind of goes back to my idea on T-Rex, or even how I got into it. You know, I was a screen printer and calling on schools way before I was an online marketer and into that space. And when I saw T-Rex and the ability to create essentially an online flyer for my customers and being able to do that easier, you know, that's where I saw the value. So I'm kind of almost flipping this around the other way now, trying to create this tool for those that are certainly much better at online marketing than I am, and being able to support that on the back end, you know, with a brick and mortar store. Besides the school opportunities, and you know, the school zone is perfect for that. But you know, chasing little other organizations, you know, whether it's a fundraiser for a cancer organization, you know, you can run that through the school zone as well as any of your other Trex stores as well. You know, it doesn't have to show up in the schools. You can create a campaign for any fundraising organization out there with the software.
Well, you know, I just had a thought too about daycares. It's been a long time since I had a kid in a daycare, but what if you went to the daycare and you did the deal with the big noggins and you got the little onesies and the little packs, the big noggin packs. So hey, you guys want to do a fundraiser? Here's one of the things that we do. I don't know if it'd work or not, but again, think out of the box.
We sell shirts to daycares all the time. I mean, they all want little uniforms. They love to buy them. The parents like to buy them. You know, you can work with them real well.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, so a couple questions. If you have a question regarding this school zone, ask that now, and then we'll finish that up, and we'll roll into any other questions you have. So one of the questions that Steve and Joseph asked is the retail pricing fixed, or do we set pricing?
You set your pricing. So what we give you is a special wholesale pricing on your cost on the school zone stuff. You know, T-shirts, hoods, and sweats. And keep this in mind. You know, we can go out and we can get anything. I mean, you're going to run into people that want to know if you can do uniforms for them and all this stuff. If it's worth your time and mine, we'll look at it. But even with my local schools, I turn stuff down all the time. I want the easy stuff. I want the easy T-shirts. I want the easy sweatshirts. I don't want to work too hard at it. But, you know, I turn things down all the time. Don't let that eat you up. Just because a customer says, boy, I'd sure like to have some, you know, football uniforms. Well, we don't do football uniforms. And instead of wasting all your time and trying to be competitive where you're not, don't worry about it. There's plenty of T-shirt and hood business. And so again, we've got a price sheet that supports that. You know, on two different. There's the one-off pricing. There's the
bulk pricing.
100 and then 100 on up. And I think it makes us competitive with any of the screen printers down the street.
Very cool. Hey, can you do me a favor and can you close out, quit sharing your screen, and then that'll make your video go full screen, and then show the tote again, because a couple people, I didn't see it because I had my window maximized and it went off the end of my resolution, but show the tote again and the coffee mug or whatever you were showing there.
Okay.
Can you do stop sharing your screen?
Did I stop?
That doesn't appear to have stopped. Let me see. If I bring it back to me, there we go. I think now. Do you guys just see? Let me know if you guys just see Randy's screen.
I just see Randy.
You just see Randy? I mean, do you guys just see Randy? Do you see him holding up the tote bag now?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. That's beautiful. Now let me ask you a question. So would the domain, or that's just their show and tell? Okay, I got it.
What's that?
So are we giving these out to the people that buy a School Zone gear? Are they getting this?
Yeah, they are. Everybody's getting a tote bag with sample hoods and tees and mugs, and then we want to hook you up with some golf shirts, with the logo on there, T-shirts, and then we're always looking for other things to come out with. This way, you kind of have an official look to yourself.
Very cool. I tell you what, if I had an 8-year-old, a 10-year-old, a 12-year-old, a 14-year-old, I'd put one of those shirts on. I'd put them to work. I'd teach them how to do that script.
Yeah, well, anymore. I mean, as a parent, where are you going to go find, if your kid goes to an elementary school, where are you going to go get? I'm an Oakwood elementary parent, or.
So John's asking a good question. So John says, is there a sample site or store that we can use so they can, when they go visit a school, they're talking to somebody, they can show a site? And obviously it's schoolzonegear.com.
Yes.
That is the sample site, and you can show that. And I'll tell you what, you take an iPad that has an internet connection or some type of tablet so you have a little bit bigger screen. I mean, I've even done it on my phone, but I like the iPad or a bigger tablet that's got the internet connection. Get those things cached and loaded up, and when you walk in, you can just show somebody how it works, and you show them the personalization. You go, look, type in math teacher right here, and they show that. Boom, you got their attention. They are talking to you because they've never seen that before. So I think that's part of the sales tools.
Yeah, being able to take and go and show some examples of school zones, how it works, get some idea if your schools are interested and if it's something that's a fit for you and your schools. We don't want you getting into anything that's that you're not going to be successful at. And you can go there where other schools are, what counties are taken.
You want me to transfer it to you, Kevin?
No, I just wanted to say one of the things that we've done in approaching our schools is, we're also part of the NCAA program. So what we've done is when we go to the local schools, we're like, hey, we have this presence for you. We have these sites here for the local schools, and just in getting a foot in the door, one of the things we were able to say is we're already working with colleges and universities and this way, and we have a license with the University of Louisville. And we already have these relationships in place, and we're already doing these things, and we want to offer you the same level of service.
That's strong. Good comment, Kevin. Thank you for that. Yeah, and if you show a couple of examples on your iPad or your tablet like that, that's awesome. And again, going back to JD, you creating some stuff as far as emails that go out, that's another good PS. Go PS. We're already working with licensed college apparel and stuff like that, and you can. And that is that credibility, that social proof that helps open up the door and close deals. That's beautiful.
Well, and some other things, Greg, some tools we're trying to provide, because it's hard to be a business person, a graphics person, a marketing person, all that. And so some of you, not me, are probably good at all of that. But we want to fill in those gaps for you. So if you're not a graphics person and it's not easy for you to come up with lots of different graphics, right now we're pulling together a lot of our art archives, putting icons out there, some styles that we've been successful with, be able to create some art packs so that you can go into your school and say, they say, hey, I want to come up with something for the football camp, and then you can say, okay, well, your Hannibal Pirates, here's a neat pirate head, here's some designs that have been done, and then find a quick, easy, cheap way that we can build designs for you. So those are some tools that we're working on, and that's going to be a key to some success.
Yeah, and so everyone knows from a corporate standpoint, obviously we're coming into fourth quarter. We recently acquired T-Rex. We're doing a lot of integrations. We're spending a lot of energy and effort on the software. There's new things coming with the software. Taxes is coming. There's integrations with Locker Stock, which we're actually going to change the name of that just to Printex account management. Integrations with WordPress in the back office of the plugin. There's just all kinds of stuff going on. And of course, we can't do everything at once. But I will say this: this is a solid, big initiative from a corporate standpoint for 2017, and we are going to, what I refer to as, franchise this sales system, and we're going to try to leverage everybody's success, everybody's what we're doing, and we're going to continue to make it systemized. We're going to continue to make things efficient. We're going to continue to share information, ideas, strategies, just like that little nugget that Kevin just shared about, using the colleges as a social proof. This is a big initiative for us, and we really believe from a corporate standpoint, as great as the internet marketing side of things is, from a corporate standpoint, for us to have a couple thousand school zone gears out there and build a brand out of this strategy and this idea is really good for our valuation. So, we're all always about what's going to increase the value of our ownership in Celebrity Lifestyle brands and the company as a whole, and working with bricks and mortar and working with people that want to have a apparel business in their local community. That's a strong initiative of ours. So we are going to put a lot of energy and effort into this, and as well as we're really, not to say we're not doing on the internet marketing side as too, but this is a different style of person that wants to go be belly to belly, face to face, as opposed to somebody who wants to sit behind a computer and run Facebook ads and that kind of stuff.
Well, that's why we want to have these once a week Skypes where we can float a question out there, get people engaged, get involved, ask the questions you want. What kind of tools can we build to help make everybody successful? Because if you're not selling shirts, you're not staying with us. We're not printing shirts, so it's in everybody's interest for us to help make you succeed.
Yeah, absolutely. So there's a question here. Patty made this comment. It was Patty. Do kids today want their names on T-shirts with security issues?
Oh, I've had that as a parent. I didn't really like my kid's name on there because I didn't want somebody coming up in the corner and saying, hey, Brett, your dad said get in the car. So I kind of avoided that, but some parents like that.
Yeah.
I think maybe that's what Patty's referring to, but I would, even though we sell personalization software, I didn't like that on my kids. But where it does come into play, when you're the mom out there and you're at the football game and on the back you've got, my hero is Billy with his number on the back, that stuff works.
Yeah.
Doing a front graphic with the school itself, and on the back you've got some sort of fun message, or maybe it's all in the same front design. But moms love that stuff.
Okay, so I don't see any more questions on school zone gear. So if you have any other questions, I see Michael does. Go ahead and ask those questions. This is your time. We're taking our time to answer your questions. And I know this is new, and we want to be able to answer your questions live. And again, just so everyone knows too, so I'm like this former investment banker, entrepreneur, marketing guy. I am going through what you're going through, Michael. So Michael Poulet just asked the question. I'm going through it. I've got my own store. I'm trying to set up my own campaigns. I'm trying to do my own Facebook ads. And again, there's two things. I want to do this. I want to learn this. One. Two, it helps me figure out where the pain points are, because I don't know it any better than anybody else. So I'm learning, and I'm writing down, and I'm creating a massive list of things to do, because I get stuck. And I'm pretty sharp. I'm pretty smart with this internet marketing stuff. I get stuck. So we're continuing to make it better. So I'm with you. So no question, like, you ask anything. Don't feel like, oh, that's a dumb question, I don't know. Anything is open. That's what these are for. Because like Randy said, the most important thing is if you don't succeed, we don't succeed. Right. End of story.
Yeah.
So
I'm not a marketing guy. I'm the T-shirt guy. I'm here to do that. But we're trying to learn this stuff as well and help everybody through it.
Okay, so Michael's saying he just bought his Families and Grandmas yesterday, and can someone send him a link to an example site so he can see what products are in the store? Also, I sell big noggins with the store. So Michael, your question is, we'll send you a store. It's called Ruby Russell. It's let me get the URL. I'll get it for you. Ruby Russell is the one that we clone. So we use, this is like our master store that we clone. I think it's Ruby Russell. Is that, how come it's not coming up on my...
Well, and with you, Michael, you're a newbie there. Make sure you signed up, too, in our Trex fan page. We want everybody to get involved there, get engaged, ask questions. I don't care how dumb the question is. There's a lot of us, and Kevin's great. Thank you, Kevin, for jumping in and being a source for these people and helping them with that. And a lot of people, you'll find Michael will do that as well. Ask questions. The entire group loves to help be a solution there. On that, we want to do these calls once a week. Greg, why don't we put in sometime before the next call, get some ideas what people want to talk about. Do we want to talk about school zone more, or if there's some other hot issue, maybe we can do we can reach out to the group and see what most people are most interested in.
Yeah, that's a good idea. We'll figure out a way to do that, and maybe we'll do a poll. What we'll do is we'll do a poll in the Facebook group, because they're like I can set up a little poll, and then based on the votes we can do that. So I just sent you to, it's rubyrussellcollection.com as a sample store, and then my store is inspirationbygod.org, and I've added the big noggin. So here's what's going to happen, Michael, is you're going to get your store pre-populated with a certain amount of set of stuff. And then if you want the big noggin, and you made that investment, you'll get those, and you can import those right into the store. Or if you want mugs, you want the ugly Christmas sweater stuff, you can continue to get those images and then bring those in the store, and you can have all that stuff in your store, which is exactly what I've done with my inspirationbygod.net store, is I've added everything that I want to market. And to give you an example, like I bought the Christmas sweater pack, and there was some Christmas sweater stuff in there that was pretty rude, crude, and not for my Christian audience. So I just took those out, right? So I took those out of my store. They came with the pack. I imported them, like, oh, that's not going to work, that's not going to work, and I just removed them from my store. So I kept the ones that I wanted and got rid of the ones I didn't want, even though those might have been the best sellers. But yeah, and again, we have a very active support desk. We're trying to do 24-hour support, but primarily it's we're just trying to do our best with that. But you can get your support desk and get your questions answered there, and then these calls in the Facebook group are a great way to get immediate support as well.
Hey, Greg, next week, Kevin and I are already working through it, trying to get Kevin up here for 3 or 4 days. He's going to help some of my staff train a little bit. We're going to bring some other people that are close to this area in for some free training. We're going to be working, we're talking about Tuesday through Thursday, right, Kevin? And so we might do some live streaming through there as well.
Well, that and we're continuing to make training. I did a little Facebook training the other day and put it in the members area, and I put a link in the Facebook group and that I did that. So we're going to keep adding more and more stuff to the membership area. So and we'll try to notify you in Facebook or via email if we do that kind of stuff as well. But it's all there. So somebody's asking, where's Dwight and where's Ken? Did they leave the company? Peter, we purchased and we now own T-Rex, and it's completely owned by Celebrity Lifestyle Brands. They are still involved. They're still a client. They're not going anywhere, and they're going to still help us with training and different stuff. But they're really focused themselves on selling merchandise and e-commerce as opposed to running a software company, which is one of the reasons they sold it to us, because they wanted to get back in the e-commerce business as opposed to running a software company. So they're still around, but they do not own the company. We own it. Okay, and then Ray's asking, School Zone Gear is loading as a secure site with a warning as unsecured. Yeah, I don't know anything about that. Did you have any comments on that, Kevin? Or
it just loaded as a HTTP for me. It's It's not trying to load as a secure site. It shouldn't, so it's working fine for me.
Yeah, me too. That's weird. I just tested it. I'll try to look at your print screen, Ray, and see if there's something there to troubleshoot. Okay, any other questions? Can you put links to the sites? So John is asking, can we put links to the sites? What sites are you referring to, John? I mean, yeah, inspiration. Sure, I'll do that. Sure. So my store is this URL right here, inspirationbygod.org. And it's a work in progress. I'm doing just like everyone else is doing. I am adding graphics, adding photos, changing things, doing stuff, adding products, creating campaigns, creating surveys, doing opt-in pops. I'm trying to do all of it, and it is amazing how cool this software is. It is super, super cool. But it's not like it's just like I snap my fingers and learn all this stuff. So I understand. Okay, the Michael, I'll give you the Facebook group. I do have that handy. I'll get that for you. So Michael's asking, do we have the URL for the Facebook group so we can bookmark that? And if you go to Facebook and you just go to search and you type in TREXWP, you'll see the T-REX WP community comes up as a closed group, and there's also a School Zone Gear group as well. So we're trying to separate, these different groups so we can kind of keep things topical.
But even if you're not in School Zone yet and you're halfway interested, go get in that group and ask questions.
Yeah. And the other thing, too, is if you don't, we're trying to keep the groups, you know, like we literally have like 70 or 80 people that are trying to get into our T-Rex group that are not T-Rex customers. So we're not allowing them in. This is for customers only. And then there's that whole unwritten rule of, you know, integrity, where we're not stealing each other's designs, we're helping each other, we're answering questions, or if somebody new gets in the thing and doesn't know what's going on, they can say, hey, Matthew would know that, or get a hold of Randy for that kind of stuff. You know, working as a community and supporting one another, because if we all work together as a community, that's how we're all going to succeed. And then again, I'm kind of learning, I want to share the best practices with everybody. And what I've learned with working with some of these power sellers is they're kind of like, they don't want to share their inside secrets. And so I'm trying to figure out a way to where we can do this kind of stuff and address these issues, because our goal is to have everyone successful. I think that's everyone else's goal. So I'm learning as we go. Any other questions? I don't see any. This is the last call for questions. I don't see any more questions coming in. Okay, I think that's good. I think we'll wrap it up. I don't see any more questions, so let's call it a day. Oh, he wants you to see the cup. Can you show a cup?
Oh, the coffee mug we did? Yeah.
Yeah, Mary's asking about that. And then, you know what, Randy, can you show some of those Christina Milian images? Because we're going to allow everyone to sell those if they want.
Sure.
I'm a cool school bus driver.
Yeah, I tell you what, this work that Sam did on this Christine, it impressed me. That's just great art.
Yeah, I love it. So Greg S., while you're showing those, Greg S. is going, Randy, how come we don't do hats? Greg, we do hats.
Yeah, we do. We do hats. I don't screen print hats. I don't direct embroider. I don't direct the garment hats. I just don't like the quality of it. Hats need to be embroidered. School Zone's a good opportunity to do that. I mean, we can do some group orders with embroidery. Those are things that you really probably just need to call me up and work through. You know, I do a lot of hats for teams and groups like that. It needs to be embroidered. There's some upfront cost on it with the digitizing. Typically, it's about $100 to get a tape made. But you know, if you're selling somebody 100 hats, that's not much. And so that's where I'm at with the hat business.
Okay, and then Mary just wanted to know what the cup store was. So our store for the mugs is mugstores.com. So I just sent that to everyone too, and that's kind of our main store, and that's our show and tell store for the mugs, for the people that just want to get into the mug business. So, and I have some sales guys here in the office, and they're reaching out to coffee stores and tea companies and coffee companies and asking them if they want a bolt-on store to their existing website and that kind of stuff. So,
Greg, you want to share some comfy critters that were?
Comfy critters are coming. I love it. Let's show it off. You got that, right?
We're not all just about wearables. We want to find any kind of other physical products out there, even if it's something that we don't touch. We want to help you guys just sell products. And one of my customers that I've worked with for a long time in the Walmart business has a line called Comfy Critters. And this is what is this line? It's some TV show that my grandson loves. But anyways, so he's got a lot of licensed products in this, and again, it unwraps, and it's kind of like a Snuggie that it unfolds. But we're working on making these available for any of our customers that they can put online. And this is kind of neat. This is a college licensed item. It turns into where this. Well, let me just open one up. Then I got to fold it up and things that I'm never very good at. But so essentially, it comes out like this, and for a little kid to wear, almost like a Snuggie with a hat on it. But he's doing a lot of licensed products. So
You should be able to see, Patty, you should be able to see both of us on the video. They were saying they can only see us. I'm still learning the GoToWebinar myself, but you should have been able to see both of us. But we'll be sending out pictures and stuff. We do have some cool stuff going and kind of adding products to it. And where'd my questions thing go? And Michael, you're asking, will you have a login for your WordPress? Yeah, it's a WordPress site. You'll be able to go in and customize it and show it off and make it look really cool. And we're going to start sharing with you some other sites. With Sam getting on board, and I got another person on my team named Julie. We're stepping up the game on how we're customizing these sites to look like they're killer-looking sites. So we'll be sharing in the Facebook group different sites so you can see what we've done with WordPress and how we've customized WordPress to make the stores look just beautiful. And then again, eventually we're going to have a service store. If you want us to hire our team to do stuff like that for you, we can, because we know everyone's not a graphics WordPress expert. But yeah, with WordPress you can customize however you want.
Hey, a couple things, Greg. Just some, FYIs to everybody. One of the upgrades we did is being able to set your back end in the business area where you can sell to any country. And again, a mistake that you and I ran into, Greg, where you didn't have your settings set for everything, and you got an order from Germany, but it came in under U.S. because that's what's checked. So being able to it's a nice feature, and that we added with being able to ship to all these other countries right away. But you need to go back in there and check the countries you want to offer to, or check them all.
Yeah, good point. Hey Randy, this is a good question that Chad's asking. He's saying, Greg, on your website, under the grandmas, grandpas, moms, dads, all those different collections, are those considered collections or campaigns?
Those are collections. So you've got a grandma collection, and a collection's made up of campaigns. A campaign is made up of products. So that's how I look at it. So you've got a collection can be, grandmas, grandpas. It could be a collection could be sweatshirts, and then all the designs that would be involved in a sweatshirt would be all the campaigns linked to that collection.
Right. The campaign, think of that as a product, and on that product you could have like a cup in that product, and those are campaigns within a product mix. So like a product mix. So that's what that's about. And then Greg Reed asked a good question, how can we get a hold of products that you just showed? And so here's what we're trying to do to systemize and make this stuff really systemized and efficient. Randy's negotiated the deal with the critters. We're going to get the photos. We're going to get the product descriptions. We're going to get the pricing. We're going to set all that stuff up. We're going to import into this Celebrity Lifestyle Brand's main store. And then once we do that, where we can export those out to you, we'll then put those in shop T-REX.wp.com, so then you can buy the image packs. In some cases, they'll be as inexpensive as possible, or whatever those are going to be. But then we get reimbursed for putting that all together, and you just import them. And then that way, you don't have to write the descriptions. We don't have a bunch of internet marketers with this description, that description, this description, because as we promote these brands, Christina Milian, the critters, these different things, we've got to systemize it and then also be in tune to brand protection, right? As well as confusion on pricing or confusion on colors. So what I said to Randy, and this is what we want to do, is we want to get you guys to where we really understand what's marketing and what sells and what we're doing, and when we give you these image packs, you don't have to do anything but import them. Right? And then we don't want you going in and getting an image pack and go, let me put that on this shirt, let me put it on this color, because again, we're going to put them on the best selling colors, we're going to put on the best products, we're going to put on the things that we know is moving, and not make you have to spend time doing busy work changing images or putting them up yourself and making it more laborious than it should be. Does that make sense?
Brand or an image that we're protecting as well,
Okay, so Steve's saying, will it be possible to target, say, a mug with a Facebook ad that's part of a grandma collection? Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely you can do that. And I'm going to try to figure out a way to show you guys some sample ads and sample stores, because that was their thing. When I got stuck the other day, I'm like, what should an ad look like? What should it say? Where should it go? Give me some samples. So I couldn't really find any, so I'm going to start creating some and working with Ken and Dwight and getting some and Kevin, and we're going to start creating some collections so you guys have a place to go look and refer at and model best practices, quote unquote. because we're newbies. We don't know what to do. Kevin's been doing this for years, and I don't know how long. Has Kevin been involved for a couple of years? How long have you been involved, Kevin?
So I was before Ken and Dwight did their first public offering. I was already in.
There you go. So Kevin can help us with that stuff and showing us best practices. Okay.
Well, I might say something on that too. You mentioned, of course, Ken and Dwight are still involved with us, and these guys are just top-notch internet marketers, and they really bring an awful lot of value to what we're doing, and their expertise is humongous. And as far as I'm concerned, it's way over my head. But what we see a lot is we want to bring in a lot of the kind of Facebook 101 and the entry-level stuff. That's what I need myself. But and I think that's what we see more than anything is people just need entry-level marketing skills and how to put their website together. So we want to do a better job of getting people up to speed as quick as possible, get them making money at it, stay involved with what we're doing, and grow the business together.
Yeah, exactly. And then Michael said he's got a fan page with 120,000 likes. It's a Christian Facebook page, and want to know if I had any Christian products. We're working on Christian products. So I've coming out with Jesus is the reason for the season. Keep Christ in Christmas. We have a really cool trademark design that is Christmas, and the T in Christmas is the cross. And we both have it with Jesus on the cross and Jesus with not on the cross. And we're the only ones that have ever done something like that. And we're going to have some more of those new designs coming out soon. We just have so much going on. It's been a little bit of a delay, but we're going to continue to create. And I want to create designs and personalized designs. As for the writer family, we pray. As for the writer family, we love Jesus, or whatever that is, right? So we can do some personalized stuff as well. So we're going to try to come up with some creative stuff, and we would love anyone to help in that area as well, because I have an email list of 150,000 Christians that we email every day. So part of what's going on.
Greg, are you working with the Ark of Noah people? Do they need help that our marketers can get involved with?
The Ark of Noah never got their funding, and so I'm not sure what they've kind of stalled, and they're still working on it, and they're going to come back to us once they get their funding to move that Ark around the world. So Chad's asking, how do you add your catalog tab to your website? Chad, the best thing to answer that question is you got to get in the members area, and in the members area under the training, there is some broken down T-Rex stuff to show you how to use that product section, the business settings section, all those different things, and it's just best you go through that stuff and go from there. And then if you find something in there that you didn't get your question answered, then create a support ticket, and we'll create a video that answers that question for you.
Or we can try to put that together too next week if you don't get it by then, and we could show that off live.
Yeah, and James is asking, there's going to be a replay. Yeah, we'll save this webinar and we'll put it up in the members area. We'll create a section that's kind of Ask the Experts, and I'll give a little description of what it was, and you can go watch it any time at your leisure and go from there. Now we're getting all the questions. Just when I was getting ready to wrap things up. And then Peter's asking, he was another T-Rex customer from way back when, and he wants to migrate over to T-REXwp.com. Yeah, Peter, create a support ticket and say exactly what you want to do, and then I'll look in there and they'll assign it to me, or I'll look for it today, and we'll reply to you and see if we can make that happen for you. So James is saying he's not a member. You're not a T-Rex customer, James? Are you a T-Rex customer, James? Oh. So James, this is like a training webinar that we're doing for all of our T-Rex customers. You have to go to TREXwp.com and check it out. And we're a big community of e-commerce people that are using T-REXwp as our e-commerce platform. So that's kind of what this training is about. So that reply won't work for you. You won't unless you become a member. You won't get into the members area. If you have any questions, you could send an email to support@TREXwp.com, and we'll answer your questions. We'd love to see you. Check it out. All right, well, I think we're right at our hour mark, so I do want to wrap it up because I have a hard stop. I got stuff that I've got to do. So thank you, Randy. Thank you, JD. Thank you, Kevin. Appreciate it. Thanks, everybody. You guys have a fantastic day. And next Wednesday, we'll do a poll in the Facebook group, and we'll see what we want to talk about. And we'll just keep doing this every week to help you guys. Have a great day, everybody.
Thanks.